The Casket of Ancient Winters, Jotunheim's apocalypse weapon. The most prominent artifact in Odin's Vault isn't just powerful, it's the physical embodiment of an entire realm's destructive capability. The Casket of Ancient Winters doesn't just create cold, it generates the primordial ice that formed Jotunheim itself. When Laufey wielded this weapon during the Asgard-Jotunheim war, he could have frozen the Nine Realms into eternal winter. The casket doesn't lower temperature, it removes the concept of heat from existence within its range. Plants don't just freeze, they cease to have ever grown. Civilizations don't just die, they're preserved in ice tombs for eternity. Odin's theft of the casket after defeating Laufey wasn't conquest, it was disarmament. Without it, the Frost Giants lost their ability to wage interrealm warfare. The casket's presence in Asgard's vault is essentially holding Jotunheim hostage, ensuring their compliance through the threat of never returning their ultimate weapon. But here's what Thor revealed in the opening sequence. The casket responds to Frost Giant physiology. When Loki touches it, his Jotun heritage activates and the weapon recognizes its true wielder. This moment of revelation is more than character development. It's proof that Odin has been storing a weapon he can never fully control, waiting for the day a Frost Giant might reclaim it. The blue glow illuminating the vault isn't just atmospheric lighting, it's the casket's residual power constantly radiating freeze energy even while contained. Asgard literally houses a doomsday device that could end all life in the Nine Realms, treating it like a trophy. The eternal flame, Surtur's heart, buried deep in the vault, contained within an ornate holder, burns the eternal flame, the concentrated essence of Surtur's power, and the key to Ragnarok itself. This isn't just fire. The eternal flame represents destruction as a fundamental force of the universe. It cannot be extinguished because extinction is antithetical to its nature. The flame existed before the current universe and will exist after, serving as the spark that ends worlds so new ones can begin. Odin's possession of the eternal flame explains why Surtur remained defeated for millennia. Without his flame, the fire demon is diminished, trapped in Muspelheim without the power to fulfill his prophesied role in Asgard's destruction. It's the equivalent of removing someone's heart and keeping it in storage while they continue existing in weakened form. Thor. Ragnarok reveals the flame's true power when Loki uses it to resurrect Surtur by combining the flame with Surtur's crown. The moment the flame reunites with its source, Surtur grows to mountain size and gains the power to destroy Asgard completely. The weapon wasn't just powerful, it was the literal key to apocalypse. What makes the eternal flame particularly disturbing is its seductive nature. The flame can resurrect the dead, as proven when Hela uses it to revive her undead army. But resurrection through the flame doesn't return life. It creates death animated by eternal burning. Those revived become extensions of the flame's destructive purpose. The Warlock's Eye, reality manipulation. Barely visible in the vault's background sits one of the most dangerous artifacts, the Warlock's Eye, capable of seeing through illusions, perceiving future possibilities, and revealing hidden truths across dimensions. This isn't mere clairvoyance, it's omniscient sight. The eye can perceive events across the Nine Realms simultaneously, see through any deception, magical or technological, and identify weak points in an enemy's defenses by viewing them across multiple timelines. Odin's possession of the Warlock's Eye explains how Asgard maintained control over the Nine Realms for millennia. You cannot plan rebellion against someone who can see your intentions before you act on them. Every strategic advantage gained through the eye made Asgard's military dominance seem inevitable rather than technological. But the eye's power comes with psychological cost. Seeing all possible futures simultaneously drives most wielders mad, unable to distinguish between what is, what might be, and what should never exist. Odin's periodic Odin's Leap might not just be biological necessity, it could be the mind's defense mechanism after using the eye too extensively. The fact that the eye remains in the vault rather than being actively used suggests even Odin recognized its danger. Some knowledge is too complete, some sight too comprehensive. The eye represents the burden of omniscience. Knowing everything means seeing every tragedy you cannot prevent. The Tablet of Life and Time, temporal manipulation. Hidden among the vault's collection is the Tablet of Life and Time, an artifact capable of manipulating chronological flow and extending lifespans indefinitely. This tablet explains Asgard's immortality. Asgardians don't just live for thousands of years naturally, They've been using temporal manipulation technology to extend their lifespans far beyond biological limits. The entire royal family's longevity stems from this artifact's power. But temporal manipulation creates paradoxes. Every year extended exists out of sync with natural time, creating ripples through cause and effect. Odin's extended lifetime means he's lived through events that should have happened after his natural death, potentially altering the timeline's natural flow in unpredictable ways. The tablet also explains Asgard's strategic advantage. Their warriors don't just have millennia of combat experience, they have the ability to experience time differently during battle, making their reaction speeds impossibly fast from normal perspective. The Destroyer Armor, Odin's ultimate weapon. The most visibly impressive artifact in the vault is the Destroyer, an enchanted automaton that serves as Odin's ultimate defensive weapon and occasional instrument of execution. What makes the Destroyer unique among vault artifacts is its active nature. Unlike the Casket or Eternal Flame, which require wielders, the Destroyer operates autonomously when animated by Odin's consciousness. It's essentially a remote-controlled body of indestructible metal powered by Odin's will. Thor demonstrates the Destroyer's capabilities. It fires energy beams that can destroy entire buildings, its armor is impervious to conventional weapons, and it can reshape its form to adapt to any combat situation. When Thor faces it in New Mexico, the Destroyer nearly kills him despite Thor being depowered at the time. But the Destroyer's true horror is its purpose. Odin built it not to conquer external enemies, but to enforce his will across the 9 realms without personally traveling. It's an extension of his authority, allowing him to execute judgment anywhere in the cosmos while remaining safely in Asgard. The armor's presence in the vault when not in use is symbolic. This is what happens to those who defy Odin. The Destroyer isn't locked away to prevent its use. It's displayed as a reminder of what the All-Father can unleash if provoked. The Tesseract, formerly Space Stone's prison. The Tesseract spent centuries in Odin's vault after he recovered it from Earth following the Asgard-Jotunheim War. Its presence there reveals crucial information about Odin's relationship with the Infinity Stones. Odin knew what the Tesseract contained, the Space Stone, one of 6 artifacts capable of universal manipulation. His decision to vault it rather than use it suggests he understood the corrupting influence of Infinity Stones and chose containment over exploitation. But Red Skull's possession of the Tesseract during World War II proves Odin's security failed. The cube was left on Earth in a Norwegian church, supposedly hidden but actually accessible to anyone who searched thoroughly enough. This raises disturbing questions about Odin's competence. Did he lose track of an Infinity Stone, or did he deliberately place it where it might be found? The Tesseract's removal from the vault and eventual placement in Asgard's throne room alongside the Eternal Flame during Thor Ragnarok proved catastrophic. Loki stole it during Asgard's destruction, leading directly to Thanos obtaining the Space Stone and beginning his Infinity Gauntlet collection. The Infinity Gauntlet, Odin's deception. For years, eagle-eyed fans noticed the Infinity Gauntlet sitting prominently in Odin's vault, seemingly suggesting Asgard possessed the universe's ultimate weapon. Thor Ragnarok shattered this illusion when Hela walked past it dismissively, calling it fake. But the existence of a counterfeit Infinity Gauntlet raises more questions than it answers. Why would Odin commission a replica of the universe's most powerful artifact? The most logical explanation: propaganda. The fake gauntlet served as deterrent. Any would-be conquerors invading Asgard would see the gauntlet and believe Odin possessed the power to reshape reality itself. It's psychological warfare disguised as a trophy, suggesting that Asgard's military might was backed by cosmic-level power. But Hela's dismissal suggests something darker. Odin knew about the real Infinity Gauntlet and possibly its location. The fake wasn't just deterrent, it was misdirection. While enemies searched Asgard for the gauntlet, the real stones remained scattered across the universe, safe from those who would use them. The gauntlet's prominent placement also reveals Odin's vanity. Even a fake ultimate weapon serves to intimidate visitors and remind them of Asgard's supposed supremacy. It's a monument to the image Odin wanted to project, the all-powerful All-Father who could bend reality to his will. The Orb of Agamotto, timeline surveillance. Deep in the vault's shadows sits the Orb of Agamotto, a spherical artifact capable of viewing events across different timelines and tracking temporal anomalies throughout the 9 realms. This orb isn't related to Doctor Strange's Eye of Agamotto, despite the name's similarity. Instead, it represents Asgard's monitoring system for time-based threats. The orb can detect temporal paradoxes, identify beings who travel through time, and alert its wielder to timeline branches that threaten universal stability. Odin's possession of this orb suggests Asgard served as temporal police for the Nine Realms, monitoring and correcting timeline disruptions before they cascaded into reality-ending paradoxes. It's surveillance on a cosmic scale, watching not just space, but time itself for abnormalities. The orb's presence in the vault raises questions about how Odin would have responded to Endgame's time heist. Would he have detected the Avengers' timeline manipulation? Would he have tried to prevent it, potentially dooming half the universe to remain dead? The Tuning Fork, Dimensional Harmonics. One of the Vault's most mysterious artifacts is a massive tuning fork capable of opening portals to other dimensions and harmonizing dimensional frequencies to prevent reality collapse. This fork isn't a weapon in traditional sense. It's infrastructure. The Nine Realms exist in dimensional proximity, and without proper harmonic balance, they could drift apart or collapse into each other. The tuning fork maintains that balance, ensuring the realms remain connected but distinct. Hela's destruction of the vault and Asgard's explosion would have disrupted these harmonics, potentially explaining increased dimensional instability in later MCU phases. Without Asgard maintaining dimensional balance, realities become more permeable, allowing entities like Dormammu or beings from the Dark Dimension easier access to Earth's dimension. What the Vault reveals about Odin. Every artifact in Odin's Vault tells the same story. The All-Father built his empire on conquered weapons and stolen power. The casket represents defeated Jotunheim. The eternal flame shows dominated Muspelheim. The various magical artifacts demonstrate centuries of warfare and plunder. Odin didn't just rule the Nine Realms, he systematically disarmed them. Every dangerous weapon, every reality-altering artifact, every source of power that might challenge Asgard was confiscated and locked away. The vault isn't a museum or treasury, it's evidence of imperial conquest disguised as peacekeeping. But vaulting these weapons created new problems. Concentrating that much power in one location made Asgard the ultimate target. Hela's first act after breaking free was reclaiming the vault's contents. Loki repeatedly broke in to steal artifacts. The vault's existence guaranteed that eventually, someone would try to claim its power. The vault's destruction. Power unleashed. Thor. Ragnarok ended with Asgard's complete destruction, and with it, presumably the vault and most of its contents. The Eternal Flame was used to resurrect Surtur, who then destroyed Asgard. The Tesseract was stolen by Loki, but what happened to the Casket, the Destroyer, the Warlock's Eye, and dozens of other artifacts? Most likely they were destroyed in Surtur's apocalypse, but cosmic artifacts tend to survive cosmic destruction. These weapons could be floating in space, scattered across the cosmos, waiting for new wielders to discover them. The Vault's destruction might be the most dangerous thing that ever happened to the Nine Realms. Odin's system of control through disarmament ended the moment Asgard fell. Every weapon, every artifact, every source of power he'd locked away for millennia is now potentially accessible to anyone who searches the ruins.